Yeah, I get it plays cruises. That the case I'm playing is a Russian battleship. Yeah. Oh yeah, because I apparently unlock all these ships. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Dun 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 dun. Oh man, we got a new map, people. Yeah. Oh, alright, this same map. Never mind. Northern Waters. I've been on that map release for the second time. Chill for a little today. Without the banger, you up the game. Sitting up on the chair. Shake down the thunder from the skies. I lost the army with eyes small. And today we will starts. Oh, that's not it. What does that mean? They changed the stuff you can say on here. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Hang on. Oh, they kept that one. Nobody retreat. Nobody retreat. I'm just figuring out what all this stuff is. Oh, the heck is going on with this? Oh, he gonna get it now. I would just play him out, but I'm gonna just wipe him off the face of this map. Prepare to fire heavies now. There we go. I fired them heavies. Oh, god darn it. I did heavies. D. Crazy. Jesus Christ almighty. Gotta shoot this. God, them heads. Oh, God, in the heck. Put these. Turn the warship. Oh my God. Turn it. I better die. Oh my God, no, not. God, they're too close. Jesus Christ, we gotta not lose this game, people. Oh man. At least the good news that it is a cure for the coronavirus in a vaccine. Just found this out. Oh man. Let's see how this destroys. The bangers you are fighting, send the body chair on high, shake down the thunder from the sky. Although the only greater and small, although today will win all. Warrior sons and daughters of each other. Oh, you got it. It's the son of God and somebody made the doors on. ain't gonna be peace because the feels so hot now. I won't put on, so we ain't gonna have peace Saturday.
Requesting support.
The heck did that Western battleship? Oh, there she is. This one can hit. Darn it.
Hola, ¿cómo están? Can I sit away? Trying to do my home. Sí, okay.
On December 6th, President Trump's words shook the world. He recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel, and whether he knows it or not, fulfilled his part in a frightening biblical prophecy. Because according to the final chapters of the Bible, our country and every American citizen are about to face its greatest tribulation. Only the church leaders know the true meaning of this biblical prophecy that is encrypted in the writings of 4 ancient prophets, inspired to send a warning across the centuries to all true Christians and patriots. Therefore, before watching this documentary, be forewarned. You are about to see how all the world's leaders and their armies are silently playing their part in the lead up to the greatest and darkest event in human history. An event that may leave 290 million Americans dead in its wake. Once you witness the chilling evidence of the words of our Lord coming true, there is no turning back. It will simply be impossible for you to go about your daily life like you used to before knowing the truth. But take comfort, for it is God's will that you are here now, so that you may have the time to prepare, and maybe grant you salvation from all the wickedness of our times. And if you're feeling skeptical right now, let me ask you one question. Who would have thought 70 years ago that the Jewish people would have a country to call their own? Only those who read Ezekiel chapter 37. That is what the prophet wrote 2,700 years ago. The hand of the Lord was on me and set me in the middle of a valley. It was full of bones. Then he said to me, these bones were the people of Israel, my people. I will take the Israelites out of the nations where they have gone. I will gather them from all around and bring them back into their...
Are you voting for Trump? Yep.
...own land. I will make them one nation in the land on the mountains of Israel. Word by word, the prophecy made by Ezekiel came true. In 1947, the nation of Israel was born after the horror of the Holocaust, symbolized by the Valley of Bones. Scattered for more than 2,000 years, the Jewish people come from all over the world into this new state and made it an economic and military power. Yet, it was not whole. Israel needed Jerusalem to become its rightful capital again, and that only happened with the support of President Trump. However, to the north of Israel, other biblical prophecies have come true. The prophets Isaiah and Jeremiah write about the Syrian civil war. This is what the prophet Isaiah says. Damascus will no longer be a city, but will become a heap of ruins. And these are the words of Jeremiah. Damascus has become feeble. She has turned to flee, and panic has gripped her. Anguish and pain have seized her. Surely her young men will fall in the streets. For 5,000 years, the capital city of Syria stood as one of the oldest and most prosperous cities in the world. But the civil war began in 2011 and turned it into a ruin. Not only do the prophets talk about the war, but also the refugee crisis and the deaths of its men fighting for one side or the other. The army of Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad has been fighting the rebels backed by the United States, Israel, Turkey, Jordan, and Saudi Arabia, and ISIS terrorists. In 2015, Bashar al-Assad was at the brink of total defeat. Yet exactly at that time, another biblical prophecy was fulfilled. Ezekiel 38 tells of Russia coming to the...
Hey, wars gonna win the same wars. I'll be dog and lose another one. And win this invasion. What do they have? They don't got a Russian battle. Shut wars. I capture, must capture B people, must come. Yes, that's California, that's a good shockwave ship. That's shockwave ship.
Capture that area.
Roger. Alright, took out one of our cruisers. God dang, we got singles cruiser today. I was stopped at signal worship. Oh yeah, there's our first victim. The massacre class.
All stations reporting the position of a strategic target.
Okay, come on, we need some heavy hits. Got 5 of them hits. Oh, we have some heavy hits. God darn cruiser. Go dun. We got ton bit buff on now. Down this way, bit buff. Come on, Bessie. You can do it. You can do it, Bessie. There you go. Oh my God, Bessie. Come on, Bessie. We gotta make it. Dun. Take that, you German battleship. Oh, for destroyer class.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
Jesus Christ, stop aiming over, you communists.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Oh, hello, New Mexico. You that foolish and not worth your life? I will finish you off as a host you are. Dear Christ, I turned a little too far.
The ship is on fire. Torpedoes to start.
Ooh, we sunk us a warship. We're going, at least we have a simple battleship. Okay, I guess I'll start listening to that prophecy, so. It's not coming true, but something tell me it may be.
Order of Israel, the word of the Lord came to me. Son of man, set your face against Gog of the land of Magog. I will turn you around, put hooks in your jaws, and bring you out with your army. In the latter years you will come into the land of those brought back from the sword, and gathered from many people on the mountains of Israel. One only has to look at the map of the world as it was known at the time of the prophet to understand. To the north of the Caspian Sea, we find the people known as Magog, inhabiting the land known as Rosh. Over time, the ancient name of Rosh became current-day Russia. Twice, Ezekiel says that Magog will bring his armies from the extreme north to the border of Israel. None other than President Ronald Reagan, a devout Christian, said many times he truly believed Russia to be Magog according to Ezekiel. What about the word Gog? Bible scholars agree that the word Gog is not an actual name, but
Gotta win this invasion, people. Gotta win this. Oh, good. We sunk one destroyer. It's kind of interesting to learn about prophecy. There she goes. We are winning the invasion. Showing it more to get this to the comments. God-forsaken comments, people. Good. Yeah.
The title. He is the ruler of the land of Magog, like a king or a czar. Ezekiel clearly says that Russia will come to the mountains of Israel in the latter years. This happened in September 2015 and never before. For the first time in history, the Russian Army, Navy, and Air Force became involved in a war in the Middle East. According to Ezekiel, Magog's armies has several allies: Persia, Kush, and Gomer and Togarmah. Iran has been known as Persia for much of its history, during the time of the prophets and beyond. Right now, Iranian troops are on the ground in Syria, fighting side by side with the Russians and the forces loyal to the regime of Bashar al-Assad. Put and Kush are the ancient names of Libya and Egypt. Egypt and Libya both suffered civil wars, and the new leadership is very friendly to the Russians. But the greatest surprise is the land known to Ezekiel as Gomer and Togarmah. The historian Flavius Josephus references Togarmah and Gomer as the people that lived on the territory of present-day Turkey. In fact, Turkish history books identify these tribes as living on their land at the time of the prophets. 3 years ago, Turkey was a strong NATO ally, but everything changed after the failed coup attempt in 2016. Now, Turkey has become increasingly hostile to NATO and the United States. It forced NATO to remove forces from its bases. It's buying weapons from Russia. It fully condemned the idea of Jerusalem becoming the capital of Israel. And in fact, right now, the Turkish army is in Syria, fighting to defeat the enemies of the Syrian dictator. The End Times Alliance, prophesied in the first verses of Ezekiel chapter 38, has already been formed. Never in the history of mankind has there been an alliance between Russia, Iran, and Turkey. Now, one final prophecy needs to be fulfilled before the start of World War III. We saw how Jeremiah predicted the destruction of Damascus in chapter 49, but there is one more thing he wrote about that has not happened yet. And I will kindle a fire in the wall of Damascus, and it shall consume the palaces of Ben-Hadad. Ben-Hadad is not an actual person, but a title. Just do one simple search online, and you will discover that Ben-Hadad is the ruler of Aram Damascus. While it is clear that Bashar al-Assad is the current ruler of Damascus, Aram is a region in Syria now known as Aleppo. The city of Aleppo was just recently recaptured by the regime of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad with the help of Iran and Russia. And Jeremiah says that soon his palace will be burning. How does this happen? Look no further than the headlines of recent months, and you see time and time again Israel calling for the assassination of the Syrian dictator. Isaiah also writes about the end of Syria's dictator. The fortified city will disappear from Ephraim and royal power from Damascus. This is the spark that ignites World War III. Ezekiel chapter 38 states that 2/3 of Israel will be destroyed in this coming war, and those left in the Holy Lands will face grief and pain and hardship. So what happens to the United States? Will we not help Israel at its darkest hour? To answer this question, we must first find the United States in biblical prophecy. John the Apostle in the book of Revelation and Jeremiah and Isaiah talk about another end times nation in their writings. A nation called Babylon, or Mystery Babylon. The name is deeply symbolic. Ancient Babylon was a city made great by people who came from all parts of the ancient world, just like immigrants helped make the United States the world's only superpower. And because the prophets didn't know of the existence of the North American continent at the time of the visions, they called it Mystery Babylon. Some say biblical Babylon refers to ancient Iraq. But if that is true, why do the prophets see it as a nation surrounded by waters? O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, where all who had ships on the sea became rich through her wealth. While biblical Babylon has plentiful access to waters rich in resources, most of Iraq is a desert and has only a narrow stretch of coastline. Why do the prophets talk about pollution when in ancient Iraq there could be no such thing? Thou hast destroyed thy land. I have polluted mine inheritance, and have given them into thine hand. Babylon mounts up to heaven, and descends above the heights of the clouds. These metaphors clearly reference a nation that has discovered flight. It is obvious that Babylon, or Mystery Babylon, can't be ancient Iraq. But the prophets have more to say about this end times nation. Babylon is hailed as a queen among nations, the lady of kingdoms. According to the prophets, Babylon reigneth over the kings of the earth. It is the praise of the entire earth, and an astonishment among the nations. It is a place of great riches, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. In fact, the prophets say clearly that should something happen to Babylon, all worldwide trade would stop. The merchants of the earth will weep and mourn over her, because no one buys their cargoes anymore. It is the #1 military power, and it's called the hammer of the whole earth. Isaiah in verse 18, chapter 2, talks about how Babylon's beginning would be unique and awe-inspiring. America was created out of the former British colonies, a nation made out of many states just like the prophets foretold. Our ancestors were the first British colonists, and we speak their language. That's the reason why Jeremiah sees England like a mother to the U.S., according to verse 50, chapter 12. More so, the prophets talk about the lion that is on the sigil of the mother of Babylon. England uses the lion as its royal symbol. The last crew the prophets left us is incredibly accurate. The scripture often refers to Babylon as a woman. According to the book of Revelations, she sits atop water and has a golden cup in her right hand and a crown of 7 rays on her head. And the woman which thou sawest in that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. The United Nations, in theory, reigns over all the kings of the earth, and is situated in New York, the great city where you can see the Statue of Liberty. The statue is the most well-known landmark in the U.S., and the symbol of Babylon the prophets are referring to in their clues. So why, then, are they also calling it the Whore of Babylon? The sculptor of the Statue of Liberty was Auguste Bertoldi, a Mason belonging to the Great Masonic Lodge in Paris. Before beginning the Statue of Liberty project, Bertoldi was seeking permission to construct a giant statue of the goddess Ishtar. The Romans also adopted this fertility goddess, but they changed the name to Libertas in Latin, Liberty in English. Libertas is the mythological equivalent of Ishtar. Therefore, the Statue of Liberty is in fact a statue of Ishtar, the Babylonian goddess of fertility, love, and sex. According to the ancient Babylonian rituals, one could only be purified of sin after intercourse with a temple priest or priestess of Ishtar. In return for this salvation, a gift offering was needed. Ishtar was the patron mother of the temple priestesses and priests. She was the mother of what we would call today prostitution. This is why Ishtar was seen by early Christians as the Whore of Babylon. And that is why the Statue of Liberty, the symbol of America, is also called by the prophets the Whore of Babylon. Do you think it is just a coincidence that the U.S., the home of the greatest and most famous statue of Ishtar, provides 65% of pornographic movies and adult entertainment to the world? Is it just another coincidence that this is the country where sexual liberation originated and spread to the rest of the world? It's not. It's just like the scriptures foretold. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. The U.S. today has the most powerful economy and military, controls worldwide commerce, is proud and arrogant, has the most developed Air Force and space program, and it is the envy of the world. It houses the Whore of Babylon. It reigns over the kings of the earth. And unfortunately for every living American, It is Mystery Babylon. This is what the prophets say about the great enemy of Babylon. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Remember which country the prophet said was from the north? The same country that Ezekiel said will lead a great alliance of nations to the borders of Israel? If war happens, the United States must be the first target. That is why the prophets foretell that at the start of this war, Russia will unexpectedly use a very special weapon, the weapon of indignation, against the whole territory of the U.S., a weapon like which the world has never seen. The Holy Book shows how Babylon will feel the fury of this terrible weapon. This weapon will hit our entire country, and all our defenses will be in vain. Though Babylon should mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet the spoilers come unto her. This weapon paralyzes our military and leaves it almost defenseless. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. Their might hath failed. The broad walls of Babylon shall be utterly broken, and her high gates shall be burned with fire. She hath given her hand. Her foundations are fallen. Her walls are thrown down, because the spoiler is come upon her, even upon Babylon. And her mighty men are taken. Every one of their bows is broken. And after the attack, Babylon is left silent and in darkness. Sit thou silent, and get thee into darkness, for thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms. All three prophets tell of the fall of Babylon, the destruction of the United States of America as we know it. This is not an event that happened to ancient Babylon in the past. History has never recorded the fall of a state or a city in the way described by the prophets. What weapon could silence an entire continent in 1 hour? The world has never seen one until a few years ago, with the creation of the electromagnetic pulse, or EMP. Over and over, think tanks like the EMP Commission, working for the Senate, have warned how this is the greatest and perhaps only real vulnerability of the United States. Yet no administration has done anything about it. We are completely unprepared for what's coming. Every report says the same thing. This event can wipe out 90% of Americans, and all it takes is just one warhead to be detonated above the United States to take us back to medieval times. The lasting effects will destroy society as we know it, exactly as the scriptures predicted. Therefore shall our plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine. Without hospitals or pharmacies being able to function, people won't be able to take their necessary medication. Without running water, heat, and garbage disposal, diseases will break out. As cars and trucks stop running, market shelves will become empty. Desperate people will become looters, and there will be food riots. There will be no police, no law, no health care, no help. It will all descend into chaos and confusion. A complete collapse of everything we take for granted today. As the prophet Jeremiah says, and it shall be, when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind it to a stone, and cast it into the midst of Euphrates. And thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink, and shall not rise from the evil that it will bring upon her. And this is the start of the time of tribulation and sorrows. For then shall be a great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And yet, the prophet shows that there is still hope. But the ones who endures to the end will be saved. The message couldn't be any clearer. The warnings are there so that only the ones who believe the words and warnings of our Lord and prepare will be saved.
nice that was. Knee to the face. Ronda Rousey just like that on the attack. And now the vicious Rousey takes Brooke down center of the ring. Armbar locked in. Tap out by Brooke. Rousey not letting go. Well, she's going to send a message. Set an example here tonight to not only Dana Brooke, but the Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. But somebody's got to break this hold here, or Rousey's going to break Brooke's arm.
I think the whole locker room's getting the message right now.
Listen to Dana Brooke screaming in agony. Rousey was fined for such actions last week.
There's no end to the cyber bondage. There's zero respect for anybody in this entire company.
And that is Olana's husband, Travis Brown, at ringside. Meanwhile, security. Oh! There's no need for security to get involved. Ronda Rousey went right after the security, now trying to beat the hell out of that man. Oh!
Oh my God, Travis Brown!
Ronda down at this point.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship. Problem solved.
See you on TV, sunset shit done changed. Ever since we was on, I dreamed it all. Ever since I was on this shit, I will be knocking. Now they always say congratulations. Was always on the house of vacation. They ain't never had a dedication. Haters never changing, you made it. There was no friendly, yeah. I'm jumping out of bed, yeah. And I know I sound dramatic, yeah. But I know how to handle it, yeah. So I'm funny, I'm a savage, yeah. So it's not that habit, yeah. So I'm running 20 barrels, yeah. And then I'm a legend, yeah. Everyone wanna act like they get close, yeah. Wanna be nothing when I shoot my gun, yeah. Everyone hurt on each other, everything custom like I'm at the bar. Yeah. Get it, put you guys to the sky. Real make sense when I can get some. Put it to the side. I see somebody that can see it in my eyes. I'm a call, see you on TV. Sunset shit done changed. Ever since we was on, I dreamed it all. Ever since I was on this shit, I will be nothing. Now they always say congratulations. Vacation.
This track has down special rules for bikes. Probably because it so often ends up in a bit of a brawl. Look how the sedan nudges the pickup truck. What you don't see there is just how furious that's made the pickup driver. You usually wouldn't see a Dodge Ram against what looks like a 90s Mercury, but this racetrack has some of the weirdest races in the world. He's just nudged him back, got his revenge, but it's kind of backfired. He's now way behind. He's not happy about this, guys. Watch this.
And here's your winner, Ryan Darling in the worship wagon. Second, Robert Conklin.
Okay, he's like kicking his
It's almost like this is how the race is meant to end, just in a bit of a punch-up. Now, the rule book says you can get fined up to $1,000 for a fight on the track. But if it's your first fist fight, just a $50 fine. We're in Oxford Plains Speedway in Maine, right next to Paris, Norway, and Poland in the USA. I kid you not. Look it up on a map. This is the Motor Mayhem event. And as I mentioned, this is where you'll see some of the weirdest, craziest races in the world. They have obstacle courses like this one. They have boat trailer races. And, get this, they even have backwards drag races. I want to see one of them. Basically, these races are just all for show. Look at this little Miss Piggy car. Owning the track. Yes. This looks like so much fun to watch. Here are some of the other rules. You get a $50 fine if you leave any of your tyres on the track. You are personally responsible for picking up any stray tyres. They cannot be left behind. Any car that spins 3 times in one race is out, disqualified, gotta go for some reason. The rulebook says that you either need to have a driver's license or have had a driver's license at some point in order to take part in these races. So even if you've lost your driver's license, you're welcome to this track. And of course it ends in a ball of flames.
The new app for Christian singles. This app is a fun, fresh, free, simple to use app where believers meet. Download the new app for Christian singles. This app is a fun, fresh, free, simple to use app where believers meet. Download the new app for Christian singles. This app is a fun, fresh, free, simple to use app where believers meet. Download the new app for Christian singles. This app is a fun, fresh, free, simple to use app where believers meet. Download the new app for Christian singles. This app is a fun, fresh, free, simple to use app where believers meet. Download the new app for Christian singles. This app is a fun, fresh, free, simple to use app where believers meet. Download the new app.
Okay. Diego, buenos días. Mira aquí una tortuga que...
Okay, I don't know, but then again, we'll review.
Nightclub. Let's talk about love and sex in North Korea. See, when you think of North Korea, you probably think of 3 things. Nuclear bombs, this guy, and no freedom. But what you should be really thinking is how in the hell do people date there? I mean, everyone falls in love, right? So how do you fall in love in one of the most repressed and old-fashioned countries in the world? Let's find out. One of the biggest problems in North Korea is that it's quite sexist. Some women are being forced into marriage as a reward to men for their good behavior and service to the country. Just listen to this one woman who managed to escape North Korea and now she lives elsewhere. When asked about the difference in dating a man from North Korea and other men, she said this.
북한 사람은 가부장적이다. 무뚝뚝하고 집안의 일은 당연히 여자가 해야 되고 밖에 일은 남자가 해야 되고 여자 일을 전혀 안 도와줘요.
Do you think this is sexist? Well, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because people in North Korea are so old-fashioned that women cannot ride a bicycle because it is considered sexual for a woman to have something in between of her legs. To make love even harder, men have a 10 years long military service. So it is very difficult to find time to date until their assignment is done. That's why in the end, marriage is often 2 families coming together to consolidate resources. And speaking of resources, the next example some of you may like and some may not. On dates, it is mandatory that men would always pay for everything. It is literally considered rude if a woman touches her purse. Other than that, North Korea is so old-fashioned when it comes to love that showing any affection publicly is strongly discouraged. No hugging, no kissing, and even no holding hands. And I don't mean no holding hands for kids only. I mean no holding hands in public, no matter how old you are. For North Koreans, all these limits start right from when they are born. Dating in school is literally considered an offense and can get you kicked out from school. As a result, in North Korea, majority of people keep their relationships as a secret for years until they know they want to get married. Only then can you tell your parents that you are dating. Now, what you've all been waiting for. What about sex? Well, I don't think you will be surprised by it, but casual sex is a huge problem. To make things even worse, sex education in North Korea does not exist. So a lot of people literally don't know what sex is until late in life. And of course, with their own version of the internet, there is no Tinder or any dating sites in North Korea. So no sexting allowed either. All of this is very ironic, especially because their leader is known to have sex slaves. No sex, no love, no freedom, no affection, nothing. With all honesty, I feel quite sad, and I hope all North Koreans will be saved one day. Until then, let's use them as a reminder. As we are caught up in our privileged lives swiping left and right on Tinder, it's good to remember that somewhere in the world there are people who live in a place where love is almost illegal, where seemingly the simplest things like holding hands or hugging are bad, and where youngsters can get kicked out from school for dating, where marriages are often arranged, and where women are treated like tokens. It's good to remember that we are so lucky. So let's appreciate the people we have in our lives and the freedom to love.
Police! Give me my fucking money! Hey, take a picture of it and hold their license plate real quick. Shit, I don't give a fuck. Okay, call the police! Give me my money! This is what I'm about to behind the counter! Bitch! Give me my money! Don't put your... Hey, get out my face when I'm a mask on! How about that? Move now! Get out my face! Oh, I can do it too! I can do it too! Fuck you! See, you cussed at me first! Get out my face! Give me my motherfucking money! Give me my motherfucking money! Give me my money! Give me my money! Give me my money! Go ahead and do it! Go ahead and do it! Give me my money! Let her do it! Give me my money! I want my money! Give me my money! Hey, I need to give me my money! Give me my motherfucking money! You're acting crazy. Give me my money! I gave him his money back. Give me my money! And he is not getting out of Give me my motherfucking money! Oh, hey, is that ticket a winner? Can I have it? I'm just saying, if that ticket is 17 minus 106 is 911. You gave me $8.10, you stupid bitch. Give me my money. Hey, check that ticket. Can I have it? Shit. Oh, you got me fucked up. No, you got it fucked up. You got me fucked up. Yes, can you send somebody here, please? Hurry up. Before I go to jail. Shit, you gonna go jail by your motherfucking self. You gonna give me my motherfucking money. You ain't gonna cheat me. And they gonna call me dumb like I'm not accountant. You the dumb. You're slow as fuck. You gave me $8.10. You gave me $8.10. Out of $10.17, bro. What? $8.49. And then you gotta give me my $9.10. Give me my money. Bro. Hey, that ticket. You keep doing it. How much is that ticket? I want that first. I'm just saying. Look, he's tripping about $1, but he we got a whole fucking pop in the car, bro. That they drunk out of. I'm not thinking that they done drunk out of. For that. Right, that's your downline. That's your downline. From 9:17 to 10:17, okay, bitch. You already understand. Damn. The fuck you talking about? Give me my motherfucking dollar. Please. I ain't even got no damn. Where the glasses go? Give me the dollar on my car. We got y'all get some shit, and I'm dead ass serious. I done gave the man his money. You don't give him nothing. No, you didn't. I ain't got some shit for his meal, which was $8.59. Taxes was 58 cents. No, I'm not getting her fucking taxes back. No, it wasn't. My shit came to $9.11 at all. It came to $9.11. Look at my ticket. It was 10.17, bitch. 9.11 plus 106 is 10.17. Well, $8,000 charges. Give me all the dollars. You're be going to jail. Off what $1 that you own. I'm glad I got this on tape. Me too. Everyone. I don't give a fuck. And I say I'm going to. I'm not see that nigga. Good. You know what I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you. Like you are. Like you said, I ain't scared of you. You're from on the air. Okay, you're from ass. Around my motherfucking Corona, we gonna have to sanitize that floor again. Yeah, you gotta. Because you know these dusty ass motherfuckers be coming in here. I know you ain't talking dusty. That's you. I know you ain't. That's you, baby. Look at you. Look at you. Fucking driving that piece of shit that you got outside. What? Hold up. Hey, tell me to give me my motherfucking dollar. Give my motherfucking dollar, whoa! Hey, here goes somebody. You missed everything. Did you listen? Did you just make everything $1? He mad about $1. She owe me $1. She gonna give me $8.10. My order came to 10.17, bro. My girl got a motherfucking pop. It's 106 minus 10.17 is 9.11. She owe me $1. No, she owe me $1, bro. She wants to protect. And I sit right here. Down there, I just hopped in this bitch. You're sitting on my tongue. You owe me $1. And then she like, ain't nobody break your shit. It's not us. It is you. Give me my $1.
Contest is for the Raw Women's Championship. Hi everyone, this isn't something you see every day. It's okay, love. You're all right. You're okay. It's okay. So we've got this porcupine that showed up at our front door. Literally walked up to the front door. The team was cleaning kennels and putting them up. And this guy was right at the front door, and he's covered in ants. I mean, covered. Let's see if I can show you without getting bit. This is, well, we've gotten a lot of, you can't really tell in this video, but look.
He fought for civil rights and most of all, for freedom. Now we're celebrating his life of sacrifice and service. Live from Ebenezer Baptist Church. Join us as we remember John Lewis, Thursday at 11 a.m. on Fox 5. All right, watch out. All right.
I'm not the silver thing.
All right.
Say, to the people.
Don't do no child. Cuss me.
I know you lying. This can't be real. This cannot be real. Somebody please tell me that this is not real. Do y'all not see this? Do y'all not see this? Why am I even making a video? Where is CPS at? Somebody call CPS. Maybe I should have called CPS before I made a video. What is wrong with these parents? Who would? You know when something is so crazy that you can't even find the words to explain it. Like,
don't teach your children
how dumb
to say F
and ignorant can people be?
When people do this in the
These are little
United
babies.
States.
Listen up, everybody. These are little innocent angels. And these people are teaching these little angels bad words. They are trying to teach these little angels to be hateful. That is what's wrong with society right now. People stop teaching kids hate. Stop teaching these children to hate. They are learning this stuff from their parents. What is wrong with you people? Do you not want the best for your children? Because if you wanted the best for your children, you would not be teaching them this crap. If you want to be out there doing ignorant stuff, you do it. Don't involve the children. No! You don't involve the kids. If you want to be out in public holding up ignorant signs, you do that. Don't exploit the babies. Don't do that to the kids. They don't deserve that. Because when you teach a child hate, you better believe they will continue to express hate when they grow up. And it will lead them down a path that nobody really want to go down. You don't do that to the kids. That's not what you do. I shouldn't even have to be making a video exposing crap like this. People shouldn't be doing stuff like this. I guess I have nothing else to say. What is there to say? I feel sorry. I feel so sorry for these babies. Wow. I feel sorry for them. Okay, y'all. I don't have anything else to say.
This young blue shark washed up on the shore. It was discovered by a group of beachgoers as they walked the coast. The poor shark got stuck on land after chasing kahuai fish in shallow water. It was startled and scared, splashing around, trying to get back into the ocean. The people watched as it flipped and hurled around, but didn't know what to do. The shark continued to struggle in the sand. When it appeared the shark wasn't going to make it, two kind men stepped in to help. As they were walking closer, a wave pushed the shark near their legs. It continued to struggle in the water as waves pulled it back and forth. The men were afraid of the shark biting them, but willing to take a risk. men continued to watch the shark and waited for an opportunity to rush in. One of the men stepped in and grabbed its tail fin to move it back into the deep water. He carefully pulled it back to sea. A big wave swept it up and gave the shark enough momentum to get away. It gratefully swam back into the sea. This brave man risked his own life to save the blue shark. Courageous heroes like this deserve recognition for their kindness.
No, Ivy, you leave this baby alone. It's not yours. This baby is not yours. It belongs to Ima. Look how happy they are. Look at her. I don't understand this for anything. That's not going to happen. There's... Let me see something here. There's nothing here. There's... What? No. Okay. Folks, this is weird. This is the mother. This is the baby, born June 1st. This is Ivy, who is not pregnant. She's never been pregnant. She has to be pregnant, though. How is she producing milk? And why is she taking over this baby? I'm wondering if there's somebody who can explain something to me. This is baby Harvey. He was born June 1st to Imogen. However, over the last couple of days, Ivy has stepped up and refused. She refuses to allow Harvey to nurse off of Mom. It's not time for him to be weaned yet, so she's not trying to assist in the weaning process. But every time he gets close to Mom, we've witnessed Ivy run over and begin to kick, bite, forcing Harvey away. So this kind of reminds me of that Bible story about those two women fighting over that baby where King Solomon had to pull out the axe. The simple solution would be to separate Ivy from Harvey. So Harvey was born June 1st, and so he's just a couple of months old. He still has at least 3 or 4 more months that he has to continue nursing. And my worry is that if he doesn't get on, if he doesn't get back on Mom pretty soon, then she can begin to dry up. But it's been at least 2 or 3 days since I've seen him actually nurse off of her. Look at this. The baby begins to walk away, and look at Ivy. She goes right over there and begins to try to find a way to move her child back. Oh, look at Ivy. Ivy's trying to find a way to convince Harvey that he belongs to her. Yet Harvey's hungry. So I'm going to try to get a halter. And I guess separate Ivy. Come on. She is very upset. She wants that baby. Well, let's see if we can make this happen here. No! No! She's trying to break through my fence. Get back! She is trying to break through. No, ma'am! She is trying to break through my fence. Get back! I swear to God, get back! She is not. Look at this. She's pulled the staples off this post to get through here. No, ma'am. No. No, get back. I need to learn to build better fences. Look at her. I don't understand this for anything. She has pulled the staples apart from this fence post. Now, if I walk away to go get more staples, I'm afraid she's going to push right through it. So this is like that little boy in Amsterdam who had his finger in the dam. Remember that one where he put his finger in the hole of the dam and he couldn't walk away? So that's the problem here. If I walk away from this fence, she's going to push right through it. And all of this is going to be, help! All right, she's walked away temporarily. Forrest, you just leave it alone. I'm going to run and grab some tools. All right, so Mama and Baby have been reunited. There we go. There we go. Okay. And of course, we go to our expert, Google.
All the answers.
All right, go ahead.
All right, so it's one of two things. She's either going through menopause and has a hormonal imbalance that's...
Okay, but wait. Hormonal imbalance cannot create milk.
It's like a new foal. It basically makes her feel like it's her baby.
All right, what's the other thing?
The other scenario is technically she could have a false pregnancy, which means that she believes she's pregnant, and the hormones in her body believe that she's pregnant, and basically she starts producing milk.
What do we do? Call Courtney?
Yeah.
Calling Courtney.
Calling Courtney. That's what we're going to do.
So do you remember the Democratic primaries months ago, right, where all these Democrat, communist, socialists stood up on the stage and talked about free income and free health care and, you know, releasing people from prisons and no borders and defunding the police? Do you remember that? How you stood there and go, what are these people talking about? What is, nobody would ever vote for this. All right. Enter COVID. Now, we gave our rights up and the Democrats the opening to lock us down, scare the shit out of everyone, while they locally and statewide implement these policies that you would have never voted for. Go back. Look at the Democratic primaries. Now open up your newspaper. Go look at the news. Okay? They're doing it. This isn't a conspiracy. They knew no one would vote for it. But now they saw an opportunity, which goes back to why I was screaming from March. You give up your rights, they will never give them back. And they've taken it now to jam policies down our throat that we never voted for. Ever. We can, they can desecrate churches, buildings, cities, homes, all in the name of this social justice that they're pushing down our throats. But if you throw a can of paint over a Black Lives Matter mural, they're going to get you for a hate crime. This is a conspiracy, ladies and gentlemen. This is communism. Unfettered communism. And unless you start waking up to it soon, it's going to come right to your doorstep and force itself into your life, if it hasn't already. You have to push back. You have to speak up. Let's go!
The ship is on fire. Fire on the target.
Jesus Christ, I bet he used fire, man. I already need a firepower field when they destroy.
The ship is on fire. All stations.
Oh God. Yeah. Come on, baby. Come on, you gonna miss? Yeah, he missed. How the heck is he still alive? Okay. Aim behind the smoke, people. They just a little bit more back on that. He right behind the smoke, y'all. By the cruising. Oh, he screwed up now. Now you think I get the moon dog. The noon ball for about Jesus. Oh God, what the heck shot that one? Yeah, maybe it was a nice one.
Funny. So I'm just sitting here watching Tiny Tim, and he's walking around with a mouth full of hay, wet hay. I don't know where he's going with it, because he's not going to eat it. Okay, now he's walking over towards me. What are you doing, Tim? So I've heard that sometimes female pigs will nest when they're about to have a litter and it's cooler temperatures. But obviously Tim's not a female, and so he's not nesting. And so what's weird is there's already all this hay over here. So I'm not sure why he's bringing more hay. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, Tim, that's such a goofball move. Wait, is he actually eating that? Looks like he's eating it, folks. I promise you, I feed this pig. I don't know why he's eating that nasty hay. But it was funny because, everybody hold your horses. Hold on to your seats. Ringo's about to be mean. So Tim leaves the hay, his little hay bed, and he walks all the way to that rotten roll of hay. I've piled that up to eventually burn this spring and summer whenever the insects get bad. And so Tim walks all the way over there and he grabs this mound of wet, mucky, muddy hay, and he's just going to eat it because he's Tim. And that's what Tim does. Now he's going to carry it off somewhere else or just turn it away from Ringo so Ringo can't have it. Ringo's trying to see what he's eating. Everyone look at Meg, pregnant Meg, who will not hurry and have her babies. Ringo's going to go mess with Freckles, I think. But I'm more concerned with Tim. I'm not concerned. Poor word choice. I'm interested in what Tim's doing with this rotten hay. And I don't know why he would be eating on that, folks. That's gross. Listen, Tim, there's always corn out. We always have corn out. I mean, look, you can actually see some of the corn in the grain on the ground. We always throw corn over the fence every morning. And there's enough corn still laying around for Tim to nibble on. We feed, a heavy feed dose every afternoon full of all kinds of good stuff. But for some reason, Tim wants to nibble on. Let me get you close up here. Yeah. It's gross, Tim. But you are a pig. Sometimes I forget that. Tim is a pig. Speaking of pigs, guys, Petunia is a pig. And a lot of folks are giving us a hard time because Petunia's face is dirty. And I understand why you would say that, because you're used to Petunia being an indoor-only pig, where she lived in a house and she had no chance to root in the mud, wallow around in the, things that pigs wallow around in. Ooh. Tim does not want Hannah to get any of her hay. No, sorry, Hannah. That's all Tim's. Did I say her? His hay. Tim does not want Hannah to get any of his muddy hay. Okay, back to Petunia. Folks are telling us that it's sad the way Petunia's face is dirty. And one lady, which was funny and really cute, sent us some brushes, like some makeup brushes, to help clean her face. Understand that Petunia is... I'm going to walk around here and look at Petunia right now. I'll be back, Tammy. So I'm going to have to put my hand over the fence, because I'm sorry to say, but I don't always take the best of care of my inside yard. I think everyone has a place around their homes where they kind of like, the pool's filthy. All right, folks. Now, this is Petunia's yard. And as you can see, Petunia is all curled up in her hay. She's all warm and snug. So she's about to wake up. And yes, her face is dirty. That's because Petunia spends all of her time rooting around here in the yard. Because that's what she wants to do. Petunia likes to root around in the yard, folks. Now, if Petunia does get bored or cold or hot, she can come in here. I have all kinds of stuff for her to lay on, blankets and whatnot. But no, for the most part, Petunia likes to be here in the yard. By choice. I know for a fact this summer, once it gets nice and steamy hot, I kind of have a feeling she'll spend more time in the house. But for now, she acts baby goats. Hey, sweeties. She likes to be outside. And in saying so, she's going to have a dirty face. Hey, sweetie. So, don't give her a hard time about Petunia's face being dirty. She's a pig, and she's living her best life, folks. She's living her best life. And yeah. Alright, so I'm rambling on. I think all the animals.
No, fuck no! No, fuck no! No, fuck no! No, fuck no, bro! You hit my car on the highway, and he's trying to leave. You hit my car on the highway, and he's trying to leave. Bro, no! Bro, no! He hit my car on the highway, and he's trying to leave. He hit my car on the highway, and he's trying to leave. He hit my car, bro! Bro, you're not getting away, bro. Why would you try to leave, bro? What is your name, bro? You hit my car, bro. What's good with you, bro? Why would you leave and try to rent like that? Sorry, bro. Bro, what's your name, bro? Yeah, don't touch me. Sorry, bro. What's your name, bro? I need all that, bro. I'm recording all this, bro. I need your name. I already got your license plate and all that, bro. I need that. You hit my fucking car, bro. I need that. I need that, bro. Look what you did, bro. You fucked up my shit, bro. I just got this whip. Come on, man. What is your name? I need all that, bro. I need all that. Why are you trying to run off, bro? What is your name? I need something, bro. I need something, bro. I'm not even playing around with you, man. You just hit my whip. You keep trying to run off, bro. I'm gonna follow you. Bro, what's your name, bro? Bro, you're going on the internet too, bro. You're going on the internet too, so what? Come on, man. You need to give me something, bro. When you gotta take it for? We both black. We both black. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. How you gonna pay for this? How I'm gonna pay for it? No, I'm sorry, bro. Bro, you're going, bro. Ain't no, I'm sorry. How are we gonna pay for it? What is your name? I need something, bro. It's not even. Bro, you think I'm about to pay for it, bro? When I just got this whip last week? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. What is your name? Bro, I'm following you, bro. Wherever you go, bro. I will call the police right now. Bro, I'm sorry. It ain't no I'm sorry, bro. Hey, bro, calm the fuck down, man. What do you mean calm down, bro? 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 You about to assault me when you hit my whip? You about to assault me? You about to assault me when you hit my whip? Huh?
The way he's screaming, you would thought that nigga slapped his mother. That is an expensive car. I ain't gonna hold you. But at the pullover, I would have slapped the shit out you. You're following me and screaming like that, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you? He all screaming, oh yeah, this going on the internet. Shorty, he look like he don't even got no fucking internet page. You sure? He don't even give a fuck. He told you his bigger issue. Nigga, this is my girl car. His girl car look like it need the emergency room. Your shit look like it, you can still drive off and, you got your wheels. Her shit crooked in, you hear me? He definitely was gonna have to see me screaming like.
As Christians,
Good luck and fair seas.
.5G can be a reason people die. Over the past few days, because of the coronavirus, people in the UK lit their 5G towers
on fire. Some people believe that a 5G network is the reason COVID-19 spreads so fast, because 5G is extremely powerful. It's over 100 times faster than 4G. It allows you to download a movie in 3 seconds, and it's a door to future technology. And with all this power, there's a theory that 5G lowers our immune system.
But do you know what you're doing now? You're laying 5G.
Yeah.
Do you realise that, don't you? Yeah?
Yeah.
So, you know that kills people.
Could it be that COVID-19 is nothing but a cover-up for the multi-billion-dollar network companies? Or is it nothing but another conspiracy theory?
To build its own 5G network.
Well, I'm about to answer this question with some hard facts. And in this case, facts can save lives. The Earth is flat, the moon landing was staged, the Illuminati is secretly running the world. All these conspiracy theories are harmless. But I hate the 5G coronavirus conspiracy theory because it actually may be a reason people die. See, the more of this fake news is spread, the more of us will become infected. People who believe in this won't do the right things to protect others from the virus. For starters, COVID-19 is not the first of the coronaviruses. SARS, MERS, these 2 coronaviruses were spreading around the world long before 5G was invented. This argument totally debunked the COVID-19 5G theory. Fake news. Another fact for those who fear the radiation is that a simple home light has more radiation than a phone network. Yes, even the visible light itself has more radiation than a 5G network. Scientifically, the word radiation does not always mean danger. It's only X-rays or gamma rays that are dangerous, but 5G towers have a low frequency that is proven to be harmless to humans, just as the light is. And last but not least, take Iran, for example. Iran has a lot of cases, but it has no 5G network. Remember, facts over theories, because facts can save lives. 2 million cases, thousands dead. It is our responsibility to debunk these fake theories, because fake news spreads faster than truth. Whether it's the 5G theory or that COVID-19 is a Chinese bioweapon, the theory that it was created in a lab, or even that COVID-19 doesn't exist at all, some people will choose to believe in it. But these people are either selfish or ignorant. They downplay our hard work, all these lockdowns, all this social distancing, all the frontliners, all of this economic burden we are all being affected by cannot go to waste because of some irresponsible people who choose to believe in conspiracies.
It's like Tupac Shakur.
Listen, the reason I'm making this...
Melanin is power, my Why would you wear that?
Hiya. I just saw a video that almost made me cry. A video of a young boy trying to have fun on the playground, but he couldn't. And even though his mom was there with him, they weren't allowed to enter because they were challenged. Challenged not by bad weather, a broken slide, or an illness. They were challenged by the color of their skin. Racism is horrible. It's always bad, but this time it really hit me.
Oh, yeah. Hey, this is what I'm dealing with right now. Yeah, I'm gonna lie because you're lying. You are. You're lying. I'm a good dad, and I take care of my child. Yeah, and my mom looks more than your parents. Yeah, and yeah, I got y'all.
And I'll stand up to them. That's nice.
Alright, guys. Check this out. This is really to hit the share button if you were watching this. I don't know what to tell you. I just got it on Facebook. I saw Breitbart's live.
You could blow boat horns on here.
COVID-19
Okay.
and all this stuff, and they were talking about there's actually things that can be done to protect you from this virus. And anyway, somebody tells me within a couple hours that had 70,000 shares. People were seeing this video. I think Breitbart had was 20 million views. 6.2, hit the share button. This is very important. And anyway, I get a notification from Facebook that my videos have been removed for violating community standards. So, ladies and gentlemen, why is this important? All I did, I'm not even talking in the video, all I did was share a video of doctors, group of doctors, not just one doctor, a group of doctors, standing there simply saying that, that there is medication for the virus going on. Now, I'm not, I don't know how true this is. I have no idea. What I do know is that it's very, very, very scary that I can't even post a video of doctors talking about what they have found.
Jesus Christ. Y'all freaking start shooting. They're going to start shooting right now.
Violated community
Jesus Christ. Aim it. We can rushing down shit. Not doing it.
Now, how is this free speech? Let me ask you that. Let's just get on. How is this free speech? How is it free speech when you can't even post a video of doctors talking I didn't know that Facebook knew things that doctors didn't know. I didn't know that Mark Zuckerberg was treating a single COVID-19 patient. I was unaware that Facebook was the end-all be-all on what the medical procedure for the coronavirus. But apparently, that's where we're at. Here we are on Facebook. Right now, there's 14,000 people watching everybody in the show. Because this is the problem. We can't have conversation. We can't talk about these things. We can't have information from multiple groups of people, especially other doctors. Then what the crap are we doing? I mean, just go ahead and say what you really want. Just go ahead and lock us all down. Just go ahead and make it to where none of us have any problem. Just go ahead and take everything that is what you really want. What harm was it to hear this argument still? Prescribe that stuff to him. So what's the harm of these people in watching a video of doctors talk a different way? And what is the point of it? Are we just going to stand by and see what they're going to do? We have a program of Parkinson's disease. We can't have conversations. It's really challenge training individuals within 6 hours. Because people want this information out. And then Facebook just screwed us and it's gone by words of doctors with words.
Concentrate fire on the designated target. All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
That's the tricky part, right? How in the world did that violate community standards? Sounds like to me that it just wasn't merit Facebook wanted. That's what it sounds like to me. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a huge problem. And I need it.
I owe you one.
Now, because we don't what are we going to do? What violates community standards? A doctor.
He is dead.
Oh shit, there's no hundreds of them. So we back. Blah, blah, Facebook.
Concentrate fire. All stations. Concentrate fire on the target.
Just wow. Wow. Look at this. Look at this. You have to be kidding me. I have seen it all. I have seen it all. Really? Who in the world? What kind of parent would teach their child to do that? Who would teach their young boy to put up the middle finger at the police? Who?
I bet it was an Asian family.
What is going on with people? Is it
You
something?
people are crazy now.
Is it something in the food? Or is it that people have just lost their everlasting mind? Or is it people just don't have no? What is wrong with these people?
People are crazy.
A young person to disrespect authority. That's the biggest mistake you can make.
You people had a
You don't
children
teach a
situation.
young person to disrespect nobody. And when I say nobody, I mean nobody. You teach a child to flip off. police disrespect authority? What are you doing? If you want to disrespect authority as an adult, then you do that. Don't teach it to the young people, okay? If you want to be crazy, then you be crazy. Don't teach it to the young people. That's what you don't do. Young people don't deserve this. Because what you are doing,
This person parent is a bad parent.
by teaching him to disrespect authority.
Jesus Christ, he did crazy.
Open your window now, or I'm gonna bust it down.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with that. How it is? How you doing today? Can I get your name? Can I get your badge number? Can I get your badge number? Okay. Let me ask you a question. As a man, what right do you have to stop another man? As a man, I'm asking you as a man, what right do you have to stop another man? Enforce the law. I'm speeding. Did you realize in the state of Texas that speeding in and of itself is not
I didn't destroy what I do try and make it to A in conquer.
Okay, I'm still having to ask you a question. That is how it works. Either that or I'm going to have to ask you to get your supervisor because I'm still asking you some questions. So I would like to know why you stopped me. Because stopping me for speeding in and of itself is not a crime. According to the state of Texas, the actual it is the the attorney general, not the attorney general, but the prosecutor, the DA. So the DA is the one that stated on page 19 that speeding in and of itself is not a crime. It is not illegal. And I am not. Do you have a warrant for my arrest? Obviously, if you do not have a warrant for my arrest, then you do not have the right to ask me for any additional. Okay. Falsify, putting me under arrest, and then that is going to be illegal on your part. And then I'm asking you to state what right do you have as a man to stop another man? You have a warrant for my arrest. You have a warrant for my arrest. This is your social stop. It's not collaborating. I don't need to take it, right? Why are you arrested? You're saying that I am being detained. For what reason? Speed limit is not a crime in the state of Texas. No, it's not. No, according to the traffic code, okay, let's look at the traffic code. I have read the traffic code. The traffic code states that all traffic laws are for people operating a commercial vehicle. I am not operating a commercial vehicle. This is not a commercial vehicle. I am not operating a commercial vehicle at all. I do not have to have a commercial vehicle. I do not have to operate it with a license for the commercial vehicle or anything like that. So in the state of Texas, the laws only apply to vehicles that have. That's fine. Y'all are going. Then we have another cop pulling up, and I'm sitting here asking him the same thing. I need you to stand down and get your. Open your window now, or I'm gonna bust it out. Now you're going. Okay, I need you to call, and I need you to get your supervisor out here. I need your supervisor out here. I need your supervisor. I am asking him for his supervisor. I am asking you for your supervisor. Okay, officer, I am asking you for your supervisor to come out here now. You have busted my vehicle up,
and now you are going to detain me. You are illegally getting into my vehicle, and now you have taken my property.
Maybe he should have listened with the officer. Oh my god.
All stations, proceed to capture that area.
Alright, knucklehead. Man, you do be listening to the police officer tell you you get caught. Alright, that's crazy. Heavies. The boy got finally got second heavies. I mean, he's running for his MG life.
The ship is on fire.
Yo, you shot that Pansy. Destroy it somewhere. I get this. I go in that freaking base. Don't worry about. Oh, they go to Wyoming. God, second half is him. That time we get on that freaking base route. Mission.
The ship is on fire.
So make sure you know who his father is. It'll take more than that to stop me, pinhead there. Aha, take that, pinhead there. Oh god, he sucks. Congo class. No, not shooting.
Main turret critically damaged. Problem solved, sir.
God darn it. Okay. Let's see what she was doing. You gotta run this original. Winners.
It's your
This is why you listen to the police when they tell you to do something. Why? You. Listen. What you call stupidity, people. Yeah.
Nightbug, this is totally crazy. Listen up. There is one animal that lives among us. An animal that can survive pretty much anything. Super cold temperature, boiling temperature, and nuclear... Whoa! It can even survive in outer space. An animal that quite possibly lives in your backyard, but you don't know about it. Am I the only one so surprised that I never heard of it? Let's talk about the tardigrade. Tardigrades, also known as moss piglets or water bears, are strange-looking animals. They have long, plump bodies, scrunched-up heads, and 8 limbs with claws. There are over 1,000 known species of tardigrades, and they are found almost everywhere on our planet. But what makes them really special is that they are like the superheroes of the animal world, because they are near infinite. As a species, they survived 5 mass extinctions over the course of around half of a billion years. Sudden climate change like the Ice Age, asteroid impact that killed dinosaurs, anything that has happened without centuries now. Tardigrades from our planet. Here is how they live. Tardigrades can take heat, but remember, they have been exposed to temperatures as high as 150 degrees Celsius far above the boiling point of water and still survive. Over various experiments, they have been stored at minus 200 degrees Celsius for 20 months and still survive. Scientists also put them through
you'll see the only part of her face that isn't burned is the lower half because she has a mask. Protect yourself. Your mask just doesn't protect you because it protects you. I can't stop laughing at how fast she hopped up and tried to play the evidence like, oh my God, if I get all this up with the gas can, they'll never know it was me. Lady, every corny comedian before me has ever said. Even Stevie Wonder can see that you did it. Which is complete BS, by the way, because Stevie Wonder can sing. Alright? I've seen this nigga shoot a free throw. I've seen him with a laptop. I've just taken a video of and if that wasn't enough, how about this? When he was on the phone with Kirk Franklin, why did he ask her? Did he FaceTime? You don't believe me? Look at this. Yes, I have FaceTime. I have FaceTime. Alright, Stevie. Why would you FaceTime somebody? If you're already talking on the phone, knowing the FaceTime means nothing because you can't see. It's the same experience. Either he can see, or he's so arrogant, he's like, no, I can't see. I want this nigga to see me. Maybe I'm just pessimistic. I believe he saw the ribbon in the sky. I think he was the right. That's why he knows. I believe this man can see. And he said, but that doesn't excuse me from that. And he's trying to have a conversation. Why are you showing us the baby Stevie Wonder looking at the camera and recording the conversation? You're so rude. You're so rude to pay this man attention. And you're thinking like to get on FaceTime to see how niggas act when he on the phone with him. Fool everybody else, but you can't fool me. I'm so positive Stevie Wonder is lying. I'm
I need intelligence data. Good luck, everyone.
darn it, stop aiming at my little shit, freaking peasants.
The ship is on fire.
Whenever I don't get now all of these ships gotta be my ship also. Freaking peasant. Right, be fired the freaking officer.
Problem solved, sir.
And he powered the target now. Oh, we got some heavy hips. I finally hear his again. Dang communist. You do like him to get blue lips on. God dang, got the freaking Texas. He gonna pay. Officer got to pay for it now. Officer got to be so. He pissed me off with that ass. Gotta get around there. Please don't. Oh God. It's going for it. Oh my God. We gotta get these guns. And come on, read some heavy hits. God darn it. Tell me he's sucking on our comrades. We gotta get that Arkansas wire. You got this. We can't let him escape. My mother could shoot better than that Arkansas. My mother was a saint. Ma, Jesus Christ, Officer, just don't want to die, do you? Or you would die today. The heck are you doing? Okay.
The ship is on fire.
I guess you want to die early. Yep, he gone. Now we must get Arkansas regardless. Arkansas ain't gonna survive this freaking war. Okay, he ticked me off the last time. Got 5 years in Arkansas. 5 freaking years. And then we gotta go to that base. Jesus Christ, he ain't but survived that, god darn it. Arkansas just ticking me off. I'm about to use fire. think no. Ah, crap. Yeah. Already some heavy hits. Alright, just need one more shot. Second one. Oh, God. Oh. Yeah, let's see who else. We need New York to be smoked now. Gotta go back to that God-forsaken base. Darn it, it sucked the cruise. I don't know why I go into that base, so we must have the base. We get in, then we get the next group. Oh, God. Now you fire on him, you freaking communist Russian. You gotta see that Russian. Oh, she gets something. Now we must get her now. Darn.
Good luck, everyone. That's how it's done. Concentrate fire on the enemy warship. That's how it's done. All stations requesting fire on the designated target. Affirmative. Attention. The ship is on fire. The target position. Concentrate fire on the designated
Problem solved, sir.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target. Concentrate fire on the enemy warship. Attention. Reporting a target position.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Concentrate fire on the target.
Enemy severely damaged on fire.
Thank you.
Off to a great start.
Stations requesting fire on the designated target.
Problem solved, sir.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
You really waited to surely does.
space.
Got 2 ships.
Capture that area.
Put those decks in fire. Oh God, no. I think I need support now. I pissed off so hard. How long will it take for you to put that fire?
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Teammate, I need your support.
It's wrong to get naked. Listen, don't get naked by yourself. No, guys, okay.
Action stations. I'm not talking to you at all. You need to go down there and work. Or to come to show up. Because there's a black person down there you need to come to. I want you to clean it up. Okay, you got it. You occupied the street. You're occupied it already. Okay, now we have the gate. That's all we need. That's all we need. If you stand for justice, come here and stand with me. Stand with me because I'm here for justice. I'm not here to tear down. I'm not here to spray paint. It's going on every day. If you don't want to get gas, stop. If you don't want to get gas, stop. That's traffic. Stop. None of you guys are these people outside. Sit down. Sit and protest. Sit and protest.
Hope you have a good rest of your Valentine's Day. In 1970,
Habla inglés? No? Okay, I will type in Google. I want to try everything. Quiero probar todo. ¿Es posible? Yeah, sí. How do you do this? Do you make a bag? Do you put this? Okay. Para mí? I'm just trying to sample a little bit of everything, but that is difficult to little bit. Todos. Sí. Soya, amaranto, big bag of nuts. Oh, it's embarrassing trying to speak Spanish here. This looks like potato chips. Potato. Perfecto. ¿Cuánto? Let's see how this once is set to be back. Can you hold it? No change? It's okay. For you. Give it. For you. Para ti. Gracias. Social distancing. Supposed to do testing. It's up to the governors. Go ahead. Please. Quiet. The governors are doing the testing. It's now not up, and it hasn't been up to the federal government. Go ahead. I told them when I put this guy here, it's nothing but trouble. He says, "Show up. If you keep talking, I'll leave, and you can have it out with the rest of these people. If you keep talking, I'm going to leave, and you can have it out with them." Just a loud mouth. Go ahead.
Man, these damn press conferences, it's straight comedy, man. Who the hell does that? You're full of shit. You can't even count to 50. My ass. I've never heard the president tell anybody. Hey, this is President Trump. Let me put the damn governor on the phone. All this bullshit. You tested? How many people you tested today? 50,000, you fucking crazy? And what's this shit I see on the news show? Got 6 feet apart from everybody. Please, wrong with you? It was the president's administration that started all of this. Bullshit! Everybody's like this. Hey, give me some of that monkey brain over there. Hey, hold up, let him give me some of that back. Hey, can I have some of your back some bit? Yeah, man, we can share it. I can even take the spoon and feed you. Oh, man. I love me some back soup and some monkey brain. Hey, can I get some of them cat burritos? You are too damn mind. Yeah, you are too damn mind. President Trump is keeping America great. He's making America great again. He's seeing us things with President Obama's health care. He shut this place down. You know, same time. Y'all still not getting it. Hey, we got some new shows. What is the deal with the president? The heart of the headbutt. Ow!
Daddy, back up. Ringo! I'm out. Oh, God. Oh, God. I have bruises up and down my legs and on my shins and my knees because you cannot go to this pastor without him letting you know that. I'm the man. Oh, God! I absolutely use skateboards. Oh, God! Oh, God! He's not trying to be famous. That's who he is, you know? He just loves to play. And I know his style of play. Don't know what he's going to be up to next, you know? And what's he getting himself into. One day he can come up to you with his big old horns and just rub against your leg. You might get some loving, but you might get rammed right in the kneecap. But it's always out of love. That's just his way of showing you that he's here, he's alive. I coach the middle and high school levels. And as a cute, fun video, we were trying to teach our athletes how to tackle the correct way to use Ringo. Because a lot of athletes want to take their head. Ringo loved it. You're going to have to run. Let him go and run. I bet there's something to do with that little machismo thing. I bet you that he probably senses that. So this is the guy who claims to run this sanctuary. Let's see who really runs this place. They like to show you how tough they are using those horns. He doesn't let you leave. Once he gets in the mood to play, he wants to play. And if you try to leave, and he's just going to keep doing whatever he can to entice you to come back and play more. And I'm ready to leave, and he's not going to let me. So I'm pretty much trapped in the corner here. So I'm going to have to run for it. So what I have to do is literally face him so I can see what he's doing and then reach out and grab his horn. And if I can hold his horn, I can kind of slowly back myself towards the gate, if I'm lucky. So when I get to the gate, it's finally just a little simple matter of turning and swinging that gate open and running for it. Stop it, Ringo. He has broken behind his tail. Look. What you might not realize is he's my favorite. There's nothing about him that I would trade, even though he seems to be a little rough around the edges for most folks. Not with this guy. I love him just the way he is, you know, and I wouldn't want him to change a thing. I can't get out of the barn. I literally cannot get to the gate and get out because he just keeps ramming his horns into me. It's funny to you? Oh, it's funny to you? All right, so very good. Well, here's an keep laughing. Laughing. It's real funny, huh? If any one of you doesn't respect me or what I'm doing or what I've been doing for the last 3 months since it was been announced, you're going against a guy like this, you have a big dump in your pants. I'm Hurricane Peter McNeely from Medfield, Mass. On Saturday night, watch me kick Tyson's ass. But if you haven't made your pay-per-view arrangements yet, make them soon. Because remember what happens when I wrap up in my cocoon.
Peter, we have you for just a moment before you go out into the ring. Your thoughts before you get into Mike Tyson.
My grandfathers, my grandmothers, my father, my mother, Curly.
Meanwhile, in Austin, a man was shot dead. He was shot dead because apparently, according to local police, he approached a car on the freeway, basically, which was surrounded, and pointed the gun at the person in the car who happened to be armed. According to the New York Times, Garrett Foster was carrying an AK-47 rifle as he joined a BLM demonstration march in the state capitol in Austin. Foster, wearing a black bandana and a baseball cap, bumped into an independent journalist at the march on Saturday and spoke matter-of-factly about the weapon.
Way, and the police is in their car, knocked the fuck out. Like, what the fuck? They ain't just sleeping on the job. They ass knocked the fuck out. 12. God, this ain't how I gotta This our car right here. Why y'all sleep on the job? We thinking in the bed. Y'all got fucked up. Y'all out here knocked out. Y'all better wake the fuck up. Shit, y'all in this bitch knocked out. Y'all don't know the game yet. Why y'all so tired? Y'all ain't did no hard work. Y'all just get high with y'all. Y'all was smoking them woods, one y'all. Woods, I know you ain't got a lot of meat. Y'all in there getting high. Now y'all knock the fuck out. Look, this what CPD, what is the Chicago Police Department do? This is why everybody's so fucked up. They sleep on the job because they smoke hella woods and they knock the fuck out. Look, it's a car right here. Fuck the fuck up. Look, it's an Audi too. Fuck up. Look. Look at this motherfucker car. And they out here knock the fuck out.
This man is performing CPR on a lizard, for he found it floating lifelessly in the swimming pool. When he saw the creature, he quickly fished it out, and his trunk started now. He has placed the lizard on its back, and is gently and rhythmically tapping its belly in an effort to pump water out of its lungs. His attempts result in a little movement from the lizard. It doesn't respond. Despite the odds, this man is determined to save his lizard friend's life. He continues tapping its belly and pumping its sides until finally his efforts bear fruit. The lizard has begun to breathe on its own. This man has actually saved the lizard's life. Every life, no matter how small, makes the world a richer place. Thanks to the big-hearted hero who didn't give up on this little life.
Attacking it. The heck is this?
me, young man. All of these things have to work together. And that's where your power is. If you separate yourself from government, if you separate yourself from Christ, if you separate yourself from truth, if you separate yourself from us.
So when I called her, like, she just, like, as soon as she picked up, she was just crying immediately. Like, you need to get here, you need to get here, hurry. And I'm like, what's wrong? And she was like, Junior got shot in his stomach. And it just broke me down because I didn't know, like, if my son was not going to dead. I'm saying, everybody, like, nobody can tell me the condition of my son. He getting transferred from the hospital. Like, nobody's seen him yet. Like, the doctors can't say nothing. It's just, I was just a baby. That wasn't easy for me, and it just broke me down. And then when the doctors came out and told me, just, like, your legs shaking whenever you're. Kanye West says that he's running for president. I don't even laugh, but I'm just laughing with the shenanigans. Like, Kanye, you have no chance of winning. Not your friend. We don't do stuff like that. There's no way you're going to convince me that
Attention. Reporting the target position.
Says controversial things that pisses people off and has a wife and poses them. It's not going to happen, bro. It's not going to happen. Not one thing. Nah, to be honest, the only difference I see between Kim and Kanye and Donald and Melania is Kim and Kanye actually like each other. I don't think Melania likes Donald at all. But let's not even pay attention to that part. Let's give Kim Kardashian her credit. Kim used to be Paris Hilton, the most famous person on the planet. Like, she even made her family more famous just by being related to her. And how did she do that? On the record, all she did was wish upon a shooting star. Nigga, that is not what happened. What are you talking about? I said it right. I said, for the record, all she did was wish upon.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
man has been arrested and may be charged with a felony after a photo circulated on social media showing him kneeling on a white toddler's neck while another black person holds the baby's arms behind his back, complete with a caption supporting Black Lives Matter. But wait, you might say, I thought only white Trump voters could be racist pieces of garbage. Well, that might be what the media want you to think because, you know, they're in the business of peddling the left's fake narrative of oppression. Too bad it's not true. So to that end, meet Isaiah Jackson. He's black. He supports Black Lives Matter. And he is a racist piece of garbage. Fair warning now, this gets a bit disturbing. Ready? Here we go. The Clark County Prosecutor's Office in Ohio says felony charges are pending against the man in this photo, identified as 20-year-old Isaiah Jackson. Now, if you're thinking, oh, Lord, what fresh hell is this? Let me explain. The photo shows Jackson pinning his girlfriend's crying baby to the ground with his knee in the back of the child's neck, while another black person holds the child's arms behind their back, along with the caption, BLM now MF, or translation from internet speak, Black Lives Matter now, mother effer. Police say the child was later taken to the hospital to be evaluated. Thankfully, he wasn't injured in the incident, at least not physically. Jackson, on the other hand, has been booked in the local jail and is likely to get slapped with felony charges. Now, why am I highlighting this story? It is a terrible story. Doesn't make any of our days.
This man needs to be locked underneath the jail. They need to throw away the key on him and put him in jail. Get me out here a chain. He done made me live shit.
Better for hearing it. It is awful. But try Googling it. The only outlets that have covered this story, other than a few conservative sites, are local channels. A black man pinned a white baby to the ground on purpose in open support of a national race-based movement that's been praised by everyone from pundits and congressmen to a presidential candidate, and it doesn't even warrant a mention? I'm telling you this story because you would already know it, and probably in a lot more detail, if this had been a white man kneeling on a black baby's neck. Can you imagine? We'd already know this guy's whole criminal history, what classes he took in middle school, and where his mama lives. This would be all over the national news for days. How do I know that? Well, because a white kid smiled at a Native American guy last year, and we heard about it for a week. But this story right here, it doesn't fuel the anti-white, anti-conservative, anti-Trump narrative that the media so desperately needs to prop up. Because here's the truth of it. This horrible picture, this violent, bigoted, hateful waste of oxygen is not indicative of all black people. He doesn't describe all men, all 20-year-olds, all boyfriends, all insert demographic here. This photo is not reflective of this guy's race, sex, marital status, religion, living environment, income level, political party, or occupation. All it reveals is the evil that is in this man's heart. Isaiah Jackson doesn't describe all 20-year-old black men any more than Derek Chauvin reflects all white cops, and that is exactly why the media won't report on it. Why they won't talk about the black-on-black crime in Chicago that saw 88 people shot and 16 dead between last Friday and Monday alone.